Man, you come straight out of a comic. But all right, so we're gonna move into the last topic of today, man. And again, it's always funny how these things work out with creating these new formats and stuff because I have two of the biggest Batman fans here, and we're talking about Batman.
Oh, you used that one,
not that guy.
Yes,
not that guy.
Yes, yes.
Hey man, why you ain't put Ben up there, or at least Michael?
Because the topic is in regards to this Batman's universe.
I know.
Okay. But the fact that you said Ben, this is why we're friends. Because for me, Ben is the greatest Batman of all time. Man, and I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
He is really good. This guy down here is going to disagree.
But Michael Keaton is the guy I first saw.
Because that's who we all grew up with. We grew up with Michael.
You know,
I get Affleck. I like
he was a great Batman, bro. He was great.
Here's the only reason why I gotta say I can't give it to Keaton, man. Keaton was a great Bruce Wayne. Like that was the most
Batman.
Nah, this is why I can't get down with Batman.
The bat turn. Don't do that. Okay, let me defend the bat turn. Stop it. Stop it.
My man. Wait a minute.
Okay, he couldn't turn his head. We get
it. Hey, there go the Joker.
Oh, but I'm saying, but here, Will got a point. The man got 192 IQ, and he couldn't figure that part out of the suit.
No.
And then he ripped it.
Yeah, he did.
Y'all gonna have to stop this.
Hey, he did though.
He gave us one of the most iconic images from that first movie. The Batmobile goes through Ace Chemical, blows it up. He comes back on the outside, and the Joker spotlight hit. And he does this turn and bends his body up like that, and that cape flaps.
That was dope.
Put that on my wall right here.
That was dope. But you want to know what ruined it? When he do that and that spotlight hit.
Oh man, my God!
I was like, "What the fuck? Why? Who put the light right here when he did
this?" Oh my God!
And then it was so perfect. Like they only lit his eyes at times too, man. Like you just see his.
Now the direction was great. It was Tim Burton. The direction was absolutely marvelous. Come on now.
It's like it's like the first PlayStation. It was great for its time.
Yeah, it was.
It was. You cannot go back and play anything on that.
No.
And you want to know what? The Flash movie proved that. Because that Batman was not great. That was another one of those like you shouldn't have suited up, sir. You should.
Okay, so I appreciate that movie for two things. That Ben Affleck scene at the beginning, where I was like, "This is the Batman we could have got." Mm-hmm. Like this is the animated series Batman or cartoon Batman I could have got, flapping cape and everything.
Yep.
And then I'm like, okay, we didn't have the technology in 1989. This is how Michael Keaton would have been. So that's what I took away from it. All his scenes as Batman were great, but everything else was just to come back and kill him. Like, get the
here's where we're also missing. Michael Keaton is 5'6", so that also is a monkey wrench in that because Batman is 6'4".
Yeah.
Wait a minute. How tall was Christian Bale?
First of all, I don't fuck with Christian Bale. Where is he? Where did he go?
Is your throat hurting just from doing that little bit?
Yeah, and it's like
16 hours a day.
And I know this dude is not tall, so it's like you ask me where is he, and you right at my chest. Like I don't know
where the drugs going.
Yeah, I don't know where the drugs are going.
Hey, look how you looking down at him. I don't know.
I don't know where they are.
No, I swear. Swear to me.
Yo, I'm not. First of all, I'm not gonna swear to you when I'm looking down at you like this.
Right.
Can you go untie my friends, please?
Tom Hardy's not a tall guy either.
But I will always say I didn't want Tom Hardy to play your man Bane because
we can go.
I said I told you go get old boy from Troy, that fucking giant that Brad Pitt had to fight out the gate and let him play Bane. That's what I said. But I understood.
Bane
got to wear a mask any damn way.
No. I understood what they were doing with it though, like and the kind of trying to like change the game of like comic books, making it more realistic. I understood it because even I had said we had a conversation about this, and it was like being able to be in that type of realm and being able to kind of like how you would make that more realistic. Because I even said like with someone like Clayface, like I wouldn't necessarily ever have Clayface show his true form, but what it is he has a condition to where he can mold his face and his body into other stuff. So you'll see him
really good.
Start to do this stuff, like how you'll see people make shit and you'll see it start to shift to where it'll be like he'll push his lips in to make them a little thinner and stuff like that. Like I got what it was.
Yeah, because that's a character I've been waiting to see. But that Batman, well, Christian Bale's Batman, real world Batman, I'm tired of it. I think that's why I was done with Robert Pattinson. Well, not done with it, but I didn't enjoy it that much.
Robert Pattinson.
I seen it already, man. Yeah. You just gave me Ben Affleck killing people. He did kill people.
No, he did. He did. Yeah,
story for another day. But destroy people in this warehouse and jump through that window with this. Like that's the shit I wanted to see from Batman. Finally, a gray suit. Let's do something different. Don't give me real world Batman again, man. That's a bore.
I rode with him on one scene and one scene alone. I don't care if people say, well, you can't count him as best because he ain't got his own movie. It don't matter. When they started Justice League and this motherfucker was hanging off this shit right here, and that dude looked up and saw him, man, that scared the shit out of me. Yeah. I was like, that's terrifying. Batman. Yep. That's Batman. And he jumped up and went into the hole in the center. I was like, hey, y'all gonna go chase him? I'd have went home.
Not getting a Ben Affleck Batman movie is the greatest miss ever.
I'd have been just like that.
No, I quit. I wouldn't even put my gun out. If I'd have known he was in that, I ain't going in there.
But like, we got to go get him. We got to go get him. This nigga's hanging from the ceiling.
Y'all can have that. I don't want no parts of that.
Y'all got it.
Every scene he was in as Batman, he killed, man.
Even as Bruce, he killed it, man. Like
he looked like the animated. He looked like Kevin Conroy's animated Batman. Like that's what he looked like.
Yeah, that's why I said, man, like Keaton is a number 2 for me, but like, very big missed opportunity. But we are talking about Matt Reeves' Batman, even if a lot of people have they have their things about it. But we're talking about it because we know the Penguin series is coming out this month on HBO Max or Max, however they call it. Don't know what it currently is, but whatever. It also has been bumped up to from 2 weeks now. So I believe it's now coming out September 19th. So we're actually getting the Penguin series a little bit earlier. But we also have found out, though, that the Batman will not be appearing in the Penguin spinoff. But the Penguin spinoff is in direct correlation moving into the Batman Part 2. So you will need to watch the series in order to understand the sequel that is going to come out in theaters, I believe, in 2026. So I want to ask y'all, especially as Batman fans, do you think Batman's absence from the Penguin spinoff will allow the show to explore Oswald Cobblepot's, or Oz as they call him, character a little bit more deeply, or does it risk losing the core essence of a Gotham-based story?
It's going to be tough. Because the thing that comes to mind, I do like. Did anybody watch Gotham by any chance?
Loved it.
Okay, before they went off the rails with some stuff towards the end, I enjoyed it. Right, young villains until they get to their final form. By the time he becomes Batman, I like that idea. I think this idea can work because the Penguin from that movie was one of the best things pulled from that movie. So to see his ascend through the criminal world, I suppose, I think that might be the gist of his story to go into Batman 2. I think it'd be pretty dope to see. If Batman's absence is there, it's going to be felt. When I saw the question, I was like, well, that's like Spider-Man with not being in Venom. Like, that's what I thought. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, he's seen Batman before. We've established that. I think you can do enough underworld Gotham stuff that you can get by without seeing Batman. I think there'll be allusions to him or little hints towards him.
Yeah.
But
or mentions and stuff.
Yeah, that's what you'll get the most of, right? Just to make sure it keeps it tight. And maybe that last episode, there's like another hint, like a Joker. Here's a Joker card from like the Batman Begins. So I think it can work. I mean, I think this is a big project for Max too, seeing how it's tying directly into another movie. This is the first time they've done that, right? This is their first Disney Plus attempt, right? Like,
yeah. Peacemaker was more of like a run through. Yeah, but it didn't directly correlate with another movie that's coming out. This is the first one. Like, you have to watch this in order for you to know the setups of what's going on.
So yeah, being out there, I think it'll be fine. I think you'll get those hints, you'll get those clues for Batman. But yeah, most of it's just going to be tied to his underworld activities with the Penguin and trying to stay off the radar of Batman. I think that might be it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think for myself, one thing comes to mind with like another show, not comparing them at all, but it's just of what it means. I think a lot of people tend to forget that Gotham is also a character in this story. Like the entire atmosphere of Gotham, just like how and I know we I don't know if I'm gonna blow y'all minds about this, but it blew my mind when I realized we have been saying this shit wrong the whole time. And I'm gonna ask it first. Do you remember the show that had Sarah Jessica Parker and them other white women that was having sex all the time?
Sex and the City.
What'd you call it?
Sex and the City.
Sex and the City, right?
Yes.
Or
you know that people think it's
sex in the city.
In the city, yeah. It's sex and the city.
Yes.
And most people don't know that. They was just like, no, yes, it's sex.
Because they were just like, they having sex in the city. That's wrong. That's wrong.
100% wrong. But just like in that show, the city of New York was a character.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing here that we see in Gotham. There's so much potential with not just the underworld, but like the higher echelon, like the Court of Owls. Yeah. Like, you don't need Batman to tell the Court of Owls story.
No.
Even from like middle and stuff like that, which they never show. And I would like to see that. What is it like to be in middle class in Gotham? Like,
well,
are you in danger too?
Look, I was gonna say just like anywhere else. Don't nobody really pay attention to the middle class. It's just the rich and the poor.
Yeah.
So you can,
and I mean, Bruce stays outside of Gotham, man. Like, he don't even stay in city limits.
Yeah, that's true.
This man be coming in there banging and then leave. Like, what? Like, yeah, nigga, this back street does, and I'm out. Like,
and gone.
Don't you say the Palisades? You don't even live here.
You know, it ain't nowhere.
Like, hey, don't worry about my commute time, nigga. I'm here. I'm here. So I will ask. We'll skip the other question as far as just like handling the underworld with Batman, because we can see that we think that we it's very clear that Batman is not needed for this show. Like, we have the Falcons, we have Oz's story, we have so much stuff that we'll get to learn about a lot of the rogue gallery that we love, because that's what really makes up Batman's story so well, is how much depth these characters that are villains.
You got to have those criminals before you can get the savior, man.
Yeah.
You know, Gotham got to go to complete shit before Batman become Batman.
So, real quick question for you. How do you feel like, does Joker have to be tied into everything?
No, and I will be honest.
Best rogue gallery ever, next to Spider-Man.
I don't think he does, and I don't think Joker should have been shown at the end of the Batman movie.
Same.
I don't think it was necessary. I really believe that this should have been one of those times where you give these other rogues that are great, but you don't really let them shine like that a chance. Like, seeing Riddler in such a new light, like, I have so much respect for Edward Nygma now.
Yeah.
And then read like some of the comics that he has now. Like, I have a totally new respect for him, rather than just being the guy with the question mark cane, and the hat looking like it's just okay. We just waiting for you to get your ass whooped when Batman get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Like, this dude had me worried about Batman. Like, hey, bro, you better not mess with him. This man put a rat in a cage and let the dude face get ate off by a rat. I wouldn't mess with him. But it's like you had another chance to do that with like Mr. Freeze or even like a Pamela Isley, and then seeing her transition.
And can I say they really dropped the ball on Mr. Freeze, bro. Like, his story is so compelling for why he became what he became. You know,
we got it from the animated series. So
and I actually have a good concept for that if they'd have done that for part 2. And what I wanted it to be was because all the stuff was flooding and they couldn't build the stuff up again, they brought in Mr. Freeze to be able to conduct an experiment that allows water to turn into ice to give them a chance to be able to clear out some of the stuff and do these things. Yeah, and so they hire him to be able to do that. And I actually wanted Nora to be alive, like not frozen just yet. Yeah, I wanted them to be together. And I also had cast Giancarlo as Mr. Freeze and to play Victor. Ooh. And so, and what happens is
right.
And then so what happens is you low key, like in order to do that, he comes up with this thing of learning how to be able to change the tides of the water by changing the density in the weather. And so then that's what happens is this dude kind of gets fucked up and then decides that he's going to change it, and he freezes all of Gotham. So like you start, and that's when you start. And then the one scene I had was like you start to see the iceberg lounge sign start having ice trickle all over it and start to see it grow. And then it becomes this whole winter haven of Gotham. But the downfall to that's when Nora's disease kicks in because it's his fault. Mm-hmm. And then in the fight to try to save her, that's when he has the accident.
This would have made me see the second movie because it seems like you liked the first movie. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would, unfortunately.
I liked it you know what it did, but it found a perfect balance of it. Mm-hmm. It's a great detective movie.
It was,
but you made it the elements with Batman. So you could have made the story without it being Batman.
You could.
But what's funny to me is Deonne been asking for a Batman detective story, but he did not like this.
I saw Ben Affleck crash through a window
and then here's the thing, and this is what I'll give to Deonne. I think, and just correct me if I'm wrong, everything else was correct, but the type of Batman they had in it didn't match. I'm not shitting on Robert Pattinson as Batman because he does a great year 2 Batman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But for what they built with this Gotham to Oz for Falcone and everyone, it's like, yo, I wanted a more mature Batman. I wanted a more seasoned Dark Knight.
Because I mean, Batman Begins, we got that early version, right? Like, I get it. We've seen that. This one wasn't particularly an origin story, but at the same time, you're like, man, okay, it's young Batman. We're figuring this thing out. But I got the grizzled veteran in Ben Affleck that was like, okay, he's seen some shit. He's been through some shit. He's experienced and knows what to, like, that's what I finally wanted to see. And then they just snatch it away from me. So I have to go watch like supercuts of all Ben Affleck's moments to put in a movie. Make my own movie.
Right. But that's where they messed it up because you gave us all those elements. And I think where you really shit the bed in doing that was when you introduced Joker because you made it seem like he knows him already.
Here we go.
And so it's like,
what I said.
It's like, so you know him, you're not traumatized enough then. If you know this dude like that, you don't seem traumatized because Joker tortures your ass. So there's no way this could have been your first year and you came out the way you came out. There's no way. This don't add up. Then that means that Joker ain't shit. And then that's bad because your Joker can't be shit.
Well, you already know that they always try to give the people what they want. And
I want people,
sometimes all the people want to see is Joker. You know what I'm saying?
Will just gave a fantastic
we don't want to see
reason.
That. But here's the thing. Hold on. What I just said. We don't want to see that.
Years.
But we talking about the average person who's say the only thing they know about Batman is Joker and Batman. They want to see Joker because they've never seen that. You see what I'm saying? But we know so much about Batman. We want the different stories. We
give me hints though. So give me hints though. Don't sit here and have me where Joker's already in Arkham and we're doing this. It's like, no, like give me one, like, you know where they could have perfectly did this. Batman comes in to go see Riddler. As he's walking in and being signed in, because clearly they fuck with him because his mom owns it or whatever. We're not gonna get into that. But as he's passing by, he could have been passing by Dr. Harley Quinzel.
Yep.
and then her saying, "Okay, well, let me go ahead and get my next session ready." You know, this guy is quite the clown.
Which is why I like the Cape Crusader.
Yes. Oh my
You know what I'm
God.
saying?
Such a good show.
Yeah.
So my.
It came and went though, man. Like
it did.
It was so
they just
good,
dropped like
though.
here 10, and then left, and then just back out.
Do with this what you will, and it was like out of there. Yeah,
right. I didn't know it was a series. That's how I was like, they didn't promote this right. I knew it. I knew like Cape Crusader was coming out. It's like, oh, this must be another one of their DC animated films. They was like, no, this is a show.
Yeah, this is a show.
And then I watched the first episode. I was like,
yeah,
this Batman animated series vibes right here.
Felt like it, yeah.
And then it was like, oh, they all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we thought. We were like, wait a minute.
So we weak. So we can. I was like, okay. See, I was like, this is what I don't like about Prime. Prime don't be making no sense with how they drop shit at all.
Well, they put out all like 3 episodes of Rings of Power.
Of the Rings of Power, and but then we're gonna get one tonight.
Yeah, but they do that with the boys. Like you get the first 3 episodes,
yep.
Then you'll get 2, then you'll get the rest in 1. But you gonna give some bullshit like Invincible. You gonna give me 4 episodes.
I know, right?
Make me wait 7 months to watch 4 more that had a shitty ass ending.
Yep, sure did.
Yep. Like, let me tell you something, Invincible. Your story ain't that fire for you to be pulling bullshit like that.
No,
it's really not.
A lot of y'all
was delayed.
It's really not.
Why?
It was literally what they actually made fun of it in the show. Animation takes so long, and
they did, didn't they?
Yeah, and due to the writer's strike and all that other stuff, that implied with animators, so they had to wait to do that. Yeah, so I was like, I'll give you that, but your story ain't that fire for you to be making me wait.
Bro.
It didn't hold up to the one before, unfortunately. But
no, same thing with Cobra Kai. I was like, Cobra Kai, you pushing it.
Boy, I'm I'm about 2 seasons behind. My Emily, she got out season 1. Was season 1 the fight in the school? At the end,
I think so.
Boy, she just kept asking, "Where are the teachers?" Like, where?
That's what I said. When she fell off that railing and hit her back, I was like, "So these people fought around the whole school. Where the teachers at?"
Yeah, she had watched a single episode since.
I'm gonna speak for the teachers. Let me tell you something. We don't break them shits up. Y'all want to be stupid? Go do you.
Well, there was one teacher who tried to. And then she was like,
and probably got her eye knocked loose.
That judo flipped or something.
I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't have broken it up either. Be like, look, I'm gonna break. I got a free period until 12.
When y'all
you can let them little white kids kick each other until the roosters come crowing.
Full out brawl in the school, man.
I already heated my lunch. I don't want to reheat it again. Once it didn't start, I got to finish it off. But no, they dropped 5 episodes. They're going to drop another 5 in November. And then the last 5 comes out next year at the end of February. I'm like, your story's not that great for you to be doing that shit at all.
No.
Yeah, so I just like I don't get it. But I will ask y'all just jumping, getting back from the side quest. What kind of storyline or character development do you hope to see from the Penguin series, and especially from Oz? And then what other characters would you like to see introduced possibly in this series? Kind of like how the new Joker series the new Joker film is introducing Harvey Dent in there. Who are some you'd like to see, and what type of story developments would you like to see in the Penguin series? So
I personally, because I'm not going to even take it from Gotham, just from this point of view where the Penguin Cobblepot is trying to take over the underbelly from the Falcone family. I'm like, wait a minute, because nobody ever tested them like that. So now they about to be tested. So I'm trying to see how he going to build his army, how he going to go about this. And we get a little bit in the trailer where he gets, I ain't going to even call him a lackey. He get a little guy to train up under him to try to show him, hey, this is how you get down. This is how you hustle. This is how you put in work. And this is what we about to do. And we about to take over Gotham. I want to see that story develop. And I do want to see a new Harvey Dent. I want to see a live Clayface. Okay. Because I think that's a cool character. right? Those are the two characters that I want to see if they pull them out to come into play, because as you know, Two-Face is one of my favorite villains. You know, I mean, could you call him a villain? You know, because he got the, you know.
Yeah, yes,
but,
absolutely.
Y'all call him a villain?
Just because you got mental problems don't mean you ain't no villain. You out here testing people's lives with a coin. Imagine you having that gun point to your face. Heads you lose, tails I shoot you in the face. Bitch, I was just walking down the street. Hold the fuck up. You ain't gonna test my life with your coin. Hell no.
I mean, I want to see the development in Cobblepot going from I mean, I guess you could call him a lackey because they really didn't respect him. Going from that to being a boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. And then can I just say, man, your man's playing Cobblepot. Can I say he has done an excellent job, man?
Surprisingly.
Yeah. Can I say, man, and I've been a fan of Colin Farrell for a long time. I did not like him in Daredevil.
Come on, man. Catching that glass.
That was the best part of that. Don't miss. Yeah. Don't miss. This man was doing speedballs and aiming perfectly.
Man, he was Colin Farrell, man, he put on his actor's hat and went to work as Cobblepot, man. So I'm really anxious to see what he's gonna do with the whole series.
Yeah. Do we think he'll become like full on Penguin by the end of this to be?
I'm hoping he does because they probably already got the development another Batman too. You know what I'm saying?
But even Batman Returns, you got Penguin, Catwoman, and like you got two of them in that movie alone there.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see him slow play it, if that's just me, because I would like a season 2, because I think Penguin is a great anchor to introduce everything you need into the Batman. Mm-hmm. Because rather than us having to just see it from the Batman side, you get to see these players introduced. Because the one thing about like Batman's rogue gallery, all of them intertwine with one another. Like all of them talk to each other. They know one another. They know not to step in these certain territories, and they come together sometimes to try to fuck Batman up. Like you don't always see that in other stuff.
Like the episode We Almost Got Him for the animated series. They're sitting around playing poker. That's one of my favorites. But for this one, I do want to. I hope I wrote that down. I was like, I don't want to see him become Penguin, like full on Penguin this season. I want to see that again, like you said, a slow burn. Wasn't there a plan to make like another show, like a Commissioner Gordon? Or
it was a Commissioner Gordon in the Arkham series, and they canceled the Arkham series.
Okay,
because
I was hoping, like, I guess we won't probably see Commissioner Gordon in this at any.
I think
you might see him.
We might see him, but that was going to be one of my picks as a character I'd like to see. I would like to see them introduce Harvey Bullock in this show.
You need one. You need him.
I would like to see Harvey Bullock in this show. So I don't know if he'd be. Appreciate that. So I don't know if he'd be a crooked cop or if
I was going to ask you, would you want him to be a crooked cop? Would you want him to be on the slick side, or do you want
I like you know what it is? I like it both. I like him to have been a fucked up cop that kind of is now seeking redemption. Like, you know what? It's just like, like some of the things that have happened and everything. Like he could have had like a dramatic experience when the stuff broke in the water came. And he's just kind of like, man, I got to do better. I have got to do better. And now you kind of see him on that road, and it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna try to take down the Penguin or something like that.
Or actually be a good cop. Finally,
right?
Like a solid cop. But no, like I hope to see Commissioner Gordon, but I love that Harvey Bullock one. But yeah, it's just a slow burn for the Penguin, man. I think because you would imagine this Batman is gonna be a trilogy, right? Like I would assume that's gonna be the end game for it. You build your characters and you build your like underworld through Penguin. So you can get a little bit in that Batman 2. You can have the Penguin that's 3. I don't know where they're doing with the Joker or if you'll ever see him again. But I mean, you've already teased him, so I think you got to pull that trigger anyway.
I don't mind seeing it, but so the difficulty they're gonna have to find is how do you take these extraordinary villains and blend it in with these realistic villains that we have? Because Penguin you can make realistic, Riddler you made realistic, even Clayface we can hit to the realism. But when we start getting into like the Mr. Freeze, even Mr. Freeze can kind of hit real. But when we get to like Joker, Bat Thing, or Poison Ivy, it's like, how are these going to go with this realistic world of Gotham that you gave us? And is that going to be movie wise, or is that going to be put into a series?
I think this series can be like a good introduction at certain points, and then you just pull back and call back, because they're not building any more shows up, right? Like this is
well, we got to see what the success of this one will be. I think they just didn't want to roll so many out and spend so much money, especially too after canceling the Batgirl series as well.
The Batgirl movie too, right?
The movie,
the movie. That eyes.
Wow. Whole thing finished, and we still ain't gonna get to see it. That's
Michael Keaton said that was a good payday.
Yes, it was. He said, but he felt bad for them directors because he said they really were enjoying what they put together, and it's like you hate to see that.
It was the same guys who just did the Bad Boy movie, right? Like those are the same guys. So that stinks, man. I want to see it. So
but hopefully it will spin off, because again, I like Matt Reeves' universe, but I think to what like we discussed about this particular Batman, I think this is your opportunity to where it's like, yo, I can keep this story going on without Batman.
Yeah, that's
like I don't need it to see it from the superhero's eyes. I can continue seeing this from the villain's eyes.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree, because this is their first. Here comes another thing. Is this building their universe, or is this is an Elseworld project, right? Like
I believe this is this is an Elseworld project. Like
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of universe.
But you know what it is though? I get it, because you're looking for structure in how to sell these things. Mm-hmm. So there's so much stuff that people want to see, but there's also so many other people, especially when it comes to licensing, that want to tell these stories and stuff. Because like even for myself, like I'll throw one out there. Like I said, in the vault, like I would love to do a symbiotes story. A series. And so basically it's not even Venom. It is a symbiote that crashes onto Earth, and what he does is he latches onto a stillborn child and basically has to use everything in him to bring that child to life. But that's who he actually partners with.
Really?
Like that's what it chooses. Yeah. And so as he grows up, it's the symbiote that is literally allowing him to develop. So it's no longer just the personality has disappeared. There is no human. That's the symbiote. But the symbiote don't know he a symbiote anymore. He just thinks he's a human.
He's a kid.
And so as he grows up, and we'll get to it where he's an adult, he has to learn how to be a symbiote again. So it's like he'll start seeing it to where it'll start coming out like this, but he can't fully cover his body in the first series. So you'll see him like his arm is symbiotic, and it'll start making the stuff and throwing these things. But you'll also see as it gets further into the seasons, that's when you start to see like, okay, I can fully transform into this, but it also has a consequence of me transforming fully. Like he loses himself because there's no other personality helping him control this body.
See, and those are the stories, man. Like those, like I said, you've given a great look back. You've given a great like Mr. Freeze. Like that was Mr. Freeze and Clayface. That's how I've been thinking about how you could use Clayface, but I'm like in real world setting that we've set for Batman now for the Matt Reeves movie, is it too far out of the realm of possibility? Ben Affleck, it could have been perfect for his Batman. Oh, yeah. We've already seen stuff in that one. We've seen Paradigmas where there's nowhere else to go.
No, not at all. But yeah, I think not at all. Like we didn't see that. It was like, yo, bring Doom on. Let's get this going.
This is it. We're done.
Yeah, but I think like even with the Clayface, you're just getting back to the real basics, like jumping into him being an actor. Like I wouldn't even make him a movie actor. I'd make him a theatrical actor. Like even in Penguin, I would love to see a episode where you just have Penguin from this shot where he's just like this and he's in a theater by himself. And who's performing? Fucking Clayface. Yeah. One man show. It's not a great show, but Oswald comes to see it. And he's like, yo, this is kind of where I just like escape and kind of just, center myself a little bit. And again, like you said, Doc said, you can have his apprentice come to sit down with him, and it's like, yo, that's Clayface. Whoa,
yeah.
The dude just before that's Marco. Whoa, and then you see him go in there, and then just very subtle. It's just like trying to fix himself again, and just like that, like like Penguin may want to meet him, and it's just like,
yeah, and that's cool. If he's a one-man show too, he's doing multiple parts.
Yeah, and he's just doing multiple parts,
yeah.
and like that's what you start to see in him. And it's just like, and then it could be like Penguin walks back and he's like, yeah, I just kind of wanted to meet the guy, to put it all together. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, Sugar, he's gone for right now. But it's like, yo, I could definitely leave a message. And then it's like you think it's this woman, but it's like, no, that's him. Yeah. And now he's like taking it off and just kind of shaping it out. But even like from the hair, it's not a wig. He's just pulling it out and then cheating it like Play-Doh and then putting it back where he needs to go. And it's just like, oh, wow, he really is Clay.
Well, you've single-handedly saved the DC universe for me if you can get that made.
Listen, I'm going to make this show till one of these people hire me. I done threw so much shit on here because, like, if y'all see it, y'all know where it came from. Be like, yo, y'all took that from Will. Will dropped this knowledge on us like 4 years ago, and y'all now using it. Just hire me, DC. Hire me, Marvel. Let me get y'all right. Star Wars, I'll get you real right. I'm going to destroy everything. We just going to reset all that shit.
I'm making a whole planet black.
That's it.
Whole movie.
And Mace Windu coming back. Mace Windu coming back for no reason at all. I don't even know what I'm going to do with him. He just here. And he going to cuss the whole time.
Yeah.